I just made 100 bands on my lonely. Don't approach me like that, baby, you don't know me. It's a lot of niggas out here at the phone. That's why I'm on my lonely. On my lonely. I just made some money. I just wanna shine on these niggas hit or Johnny. I just keep on coming back to back like they can't hold me. I just keep on hitting up the bank, feel like they owe me.
Civil Mindset Podcast. I'm Lou, your host, and it's Tezzo.
What's up? What's up, Tezzo, man? Rapper, upcoming engineer, military guy right now for now until, I make that next move. But I got a project out right now called I'm the Man. You can follow me on Instagram at The Real Tezzo, DAREALTEZZO. I would like to thank the host for inviting me on this show,
I appreciate that. What platforms your music on?
My music everywhere. Apple Music, YouTube, anything you can listen to music on. So, I'm there. Tezzo, TEZZO. I'm there, man. So, you get a chance, check me out. You like it, you don't like it, comment, I'm always here for it.
That's what's up. So today's topic is Black health. And we gonna tap into like the history of it, how it affects us. Like health is a few different things. It's not just physical, mental. It's a few different things. So we gonna tap into that. So to get started, when we talk about Black health, like wellness, like exercise and stuff like that. For me, I feel like there are not enough places where we feel like we're safe to exercise, especially in today's society with cameras and stuff like that. So it's like people who's not living that everyday life, you know what I'm saying? It's like you go somewhere, we have a lot of cameras, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like when you talk about Black wellness and studios and stuff like that, we have more of those in our community, then we'll work out a little bit more. Like even tracks, like we don't have a lot of tracks. We don't have trails in a lot of Black neighborhoods.
Pathways.
We have pathways.
Pathways.
And it's like, we got those little things, but I think if we have more of those, because at the end of the day, when we around each other, it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's like a culture. Like we could talk a certain way. We got certain music. It's a whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when we talk about Black health, we are affected a lot as far as like diabetes and blood pressure. So how you feel about that?
I think we just uneducated on it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we'd be more educated. Back to the topic where you said some people don't feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You want to make that vibe comfortable. It's a lot of upcoming Black jams, so people can feel that comfort. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A lot of times, like you say, the music, the vibe.
Yes.
You know how we talking in there. You know what I'm saying? So we have to always conform to the Caucasians. I'm like calling whites, but the Caucasians, the way they talk. So if we in that comfortable setting, we want to work out all the time because you feel good when you going.
You feel safe.
Feel safe, you know what I'm saying?
That's the biggest thing.
You can be yourself. You ain't got to act. You ain't got to be bougie or nothing like that. Just be yourself. And you're right. So I think we just need to be more educated about health overall, like, how it affects us and how we can make it better for ourselves, for the community.
I agree, and that's another thing. Like when we talk about being educated, like our schools don't have like nutrition classes. They don't have like some nowadays. Their children now like they don't even have PE like that. Gym. We used to have gym every day, recess every day.
That's every year.
Exactly, every year. Like, and we look forward to that. Our parents loved it. Little shorty coming to the crib, they tired, long day at school. Now I feel like they don't have those things. So it's like the education, it's like we here to educate ourselves, but then again, we are content sometimes. So it's like, and then it also depends on geographic. Like if you in a city, you have a lot of like liquor stores, a lot of corner stores, a lot of places like that where the quality of food is not great. And all you see is junk food all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
And then like, I don't know how it is down south because I'm from Chicago and you from Florida. So speak on like how it is as far as like getting quality food, produce and stuff like that.
So I'm gonna be honest, like I'm from the country.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from the country, so it ain't nothing for me to see some collard greens growing, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So that, that's common, but at the same time, like me going to school in Tallahassee, see that too often. It's kind of like, it's country too, but it's kind of a city, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when it comes to choosing those healthy foods, it's also how much money you make. If I got one kid, yeah, I maybe can make that happen.
Right.
If I got 3 kids,
hey,
we're gonna have to stop at McDonald's. You know when they got that special, you get that $1.
2 for 4.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
$1 and get an extra one for a penny. You know what I'm saying? You know, I used to work at McDonald's, like making the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I always tell people that like, if we knew the effects, you know, like growing our own food, we would actually use it a lot, like, you know, soul food. Like you say, soul food, all that shit, but growing up in the South, you can have more access to those collard greens, you know.
Yes.
Collard greens good for you.
Yes, they are. Carrots, all that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing for you to see chickens running around in the yard, you know what I'm saying? When you know, hey, this ain't a Purdue, no disrespect to Purdue chicken. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to diss nobody, but, you know, they be like, oh, this get shot with protein, you know what I'm saying? But you go to where I'm from, they call it Harvest. Now it's called Food Line, but you go in there, you see the name of the farm that they got it from, Johnson's Farm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what's up.
I seen my mama go pick up some skins from out there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
A lot of times we have more access to it, but nobody know. At the time, we aren't educated to use it the correct way.
But I think that's a benefit. Like, it's so. I have been in the military. I have come across, and in my relationship, like dating someone from the South or having friends from the South, and I'm from the North or whatever like that. And that is like it's like night and day. So like, I think it's for us. Our biggest thing up north is we in factories and labor jobs like that. For y'all, you know, farming and stuff. And I think that's a huge thing because you growing your own food. You know where it's coming from. For us, our stuff getting shipped. You know what I'm saying? We just looking like okay, and they could just put a date on there. And or whatever the case may be, we see it a lot of times where it's like, oh, okay, this is discounted because it's expired 2 days ago. Yeah. You know, stuff like that. But if you like in the South, and you a lot of times y'all have livestock, y'all have gardens. You know what I'm saying? So you know what you're ingesting, you know what you eating, and I think that's a huge benefit to like eat what you grow.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So, but yeah, speaking of soul food and slave food, when I think about it, it's the same thing. It's like one of those things where we make it comfortable to talk about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we're just gonna change the name, and we do that with other stuff. We're just gonna change the name, and it's okay. But at the same time, it's not, because back then, doing slavery or whatever like that, we ate what was left over from the owners or whatever, and it was the BS, the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We seasoned it, we made it right.
Made it shake.
We made it shake. We had to survive. We gotta feed us and our family, and we all in this one hut, and it's like 3 other families. Like, the situation was different. I feel like that was a tradition that we adopted over here to survive, but it's also something we carry on.
Yeah, true.
So, and we still stuck in those ways. I mean, we was raised off that.
Yeah, I respect that. Like, you gotta make it happen, you know what I'm saying? Back to the big man situation, you gotta make it way out of nowhere.
You got to. And it's so crazy because it's like when we go to the grocery stores, we see the unhealthy stuff super cheap.
Yes, sir.
It's all a mind fuck. You know, hey, all this bad stuff, these ham hocks that's like probably expired, or this junk food, this stuff that got hella sodium, it's like super cheap. But like the healthy stuff, like that shit expensive.
Yes, sir.
And it's like, what's the difference? It's still somebody back there killing the chicken. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is they cloning it, making it big, or whatever the case may be, to make more of it. And they know it's the bad shit. Mm-hmm. And they know, oh, if this is a community where it's low income poverty or whatever like that, we could do this to them because this is all they can afford. They're not going to go outsource. Mm-hmm. And then, so that's a huge issue. I think for that, especially like whether you in a city or in the suburbs, but to have your own garden.
Yeah. I would say, you know, especially if you can make your own garden, you know, build your own garden or whatever. I know it's hard for us to just say, hey, I'm vegan, you know what I'm saying? I have a tough time with vegan myself, you know, like, I see the effect on, like, I eat chicken, I get a little bloated, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or whatever, but the effect, like you say, soul food versus slave food. So my thing is, back in the day, you were so uneducated to know what's going on, you know what I'm saying, with this food. So when they put it in the community, we think, well, shit, we getting our benefit. But then you start seeing a rise in heart attacks and all that stuff, especially in the black community, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they can easily fucking change the prices on fucking vegetables.
Yes.
You can go
yes.
90,000 acres of vegetables, you know what I'm saying, depending on where you at.
I agree.
But it's all a money scheme, right?
Yes.
You got to keep this shit in rotation. So I got to pay these doctors.
Right.
I got to pay these people that cook food, you know what I'm saying? All
Right.
that shit, so, and me. So it's just all in a circle. So
No,
now
I
we get
agree.
rid of the pharmaceutical shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like they got rid of Dr. Seeley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they definitely did.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know if he actually, you know, cured cancer. Like, I don't actually know, but I said heard cases that he actually won.
I believe he did, just to be.
But, you know, usually when they don't want you to know something, they get rid of it.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of times they change the history too.
There you go too, because I'm pretty sure his new books that they releasing now all of a sudden,
Yes.
it ain't got the right shit in there. Come on, man.
I mean, you gotta think about it. When we talk about Dr. Sebi, I think that's if I'm pronouncing it right. It's just like to travel, you know, different parts and, you know, really educate yourself on these herbs and stuff like that. And when I watched the interview with his family and his family stuff, and they talked about like he was sick and he was like, hey, something got to change, and he made that change. He educated himself, and then so with that, I just feel like to come to America, like, hey, I cure AIDS, hey, I cure cancer, and then you had like Left Eye and people go see him, and then now you in federal court, you in Supreme Court, and you win. Yeah, they know. Like, yeah, you're a threat.
And let's be honest, they know the cure for it too.
Of course they know.
Look at them now, what the hell?
They know the cure. First of all, I just feel like, of course they know the cure, but from a pharmaceutical, they're drug dealers. Let's just call it what it is. They're professional drug dealers. Yeah. And so, speaking on that, it's like, why, it's like, keep feeding the fiends drugs, you know what I'm saying? I know you're gonna come back, I know you're addicted. So when you talk about pharmaceutical companies, you're talking about, hey, yeah, you got cancer, I got a cure, you can pay this big amount one time, but that's not longevity. They want passive income, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let me give you like 6 pills to treat this one issue, but you gotta keep coming back. Oh, now your chemo came back, your cancer came back, now we got chemo and we got a surgery. Oh, now that came back, you lost a limb, now we got, and it's just like a constant, you just spending money
until they kill you.
Until they kill you.
Yeah. You know, I sit back and think about it all the time though. Like, I see it. You know, I got people in my family that have cancer or whatever. You know, people that's especially close to me. And,
I'm with you on that.
You know, I support them, and I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I need medicine. Boom. Damn. I need medicine. Damn. Then I'm like, man. I sit back and think like, if the money keep flowing, they gonna keep you alive.
Yeah.
The money start flowing.
Or when it's just your time, when your body had received.
I had enough.
Yeah. Cause it's like, so for me, I told my mom, like, if I was to ever have cancer, because I have like a decent amount of people in my family that had cancer to the point where I thought it was like hereditary, you know, it was like, you know, blah, blah, this and that. But once I educated myself, like, hey, this is a cell that everyone has in their body, it just becomes radioactive. Then I was like, okay, that's not a hereditary thing. But I told her, like, hey, if I ever had cancer, I'm not doing chemo. I'm just gonna change my diet, alkaline diet, whatever that is, and then just work out way more, because when I look at chemo, it's not killing just the cancerous cell. It's killing all your cells. So even your cells to fight back anything, they're dead. That's why a lot of times they get sick again. Like a common cold really ain't common to them. It's like a flu. It's like serious. It's like severe.
Like dying type shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, why would I? Like, I understand. And she thought it was selfish of me. But I'm like, at the end of the day, like, we never, that's another thing come with health. Like, we never think about that person. We so selfish and caught up into our life. Like, dang, how you gonna choose that? It's like saying you want to die, like you done fighting. It's like, no, it's just I pick my battle a different way to fight.
Yes, sir.
So that's another issue psychologically. I think with us, just we always in this fight or flight mode.
Yeah, we're always in that fight mode. That's anywhere though, you know what I'm saying? But as a black man, black woman, sometimes I be like, shit, I don't know who have it the worst. I just feel like we all got it worse. You black, but you know,
I agree.
like you said, they might think your way of fighting that is the wrong way to fight it. But at the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it might turn out to be, you know, what helps. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I started my vegan trial. You know what I'm saying? This is like my third or fourth time being vegan.
Hey, I'm with you. I be like, man, them eggs.
but it's tough though, because that's all I know. Like, so, and I tell people, like, if I had a private chef that could cook me vegan meals every day, I would never eat meat again.
I agree.
But sometimes, like, I work a job that sometimes when I'm in the studio, I don't have time to fucking go downstairs and put something together. Like, I get tired of eating salads all the time.
Right.
I never got tired of eating chicken because, like, seasoning different. You know
Really? Fried?
Fried, good, fried, smothered, you know what I'm saying? Bacon, you know what I'm saying?
All
like,
that.
but when it comes to the vegan thing, and I wish we would be more educated on it, because a lot of people saying, hey, where you get your protein from? Where you get your protein from? We know where we get protein from.
No, we don't. That's just like vitamin D.
Vitamin D.
I'm like, you don't need to drink whole milk for that. Black people, we need to stand our ass in the sun. That's all the vitamin D we need.
We got all the vitamins that we need right here, you know what I'm saying?
It's in us.
And I started drinking milk. I ain't drunk milk in maybe 2 years.
Yeah, I stopped whole milk like 5 years ago.
When I say all this right here, all that, and and then when I eat chicken, sometimes when I do like say I'm gonna eat some chicken, you know what I'm saying? Cause
them fried wings, boy.
I relapse. I ain't gonna lie like I'm just completely vegan. You know what I'm saying? I relapse, and when I wake up in this morning, I can feel it. Like,
well, you know they say, chicken does have mucus in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I definitely be feeling that, like, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to them fried wings, especially go back home, the Harold's, Uncle Real, the mild sauce. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need all that. Let me get a 10-piece. I'm eating all that, but it's just it's a choice though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I could do vegan if I really put my mind to it, but it's like we've been eating this one way so long, we have those cravings. I'm like, I ain't fighting it today.
Facts. Shit. Cause I know when I go home, I be like, I go in there and be like, well, I'm vegan. I tell my auntie that, and she said, oh okay, and she still put that stuff in there. Boy, that shit good. Boy.
You know it is.
You know what I'm saying? So it like. You just got to find ways, and I see people do videos like, hey, if you're gonna be vegan, be all the way vegan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that might work for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about willpower too, though. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
A lot of times I have a lot of willpower because they go on food runs all the time, and I say, you know what, I'm gonna just eat what I got. I'm gonna eat this salad, I'm gonna eat this. But it's hard to go home and people cooking eggs and all that stuff. It might make you sick, but you only sick once, 2 times out the year. You like.
Yes.
I think I get sick after Christmas. I ain't gotta go back to work. You know what I'm saying? I get back right, you know. But
nah, I agree. That's how I was out here. Like, I've been off of beef and pork like 2 years, 2.5, and well, that ain't longer than that. 3 years. And so I've been off that, and then this deployment here. Even though I've been out here, it's like my 3rd time. This deployment, that Korean barbecue. I was like, let me try it, and I was toe up the first 7, 8 times. I'm talking about toe up, like regretting life, just balled up on the floor. But I was like, it was so good. Yeah. And now it's like after I ate it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more. I'm gonna get a little bit more. But it's not even a craving. It was just like, dang, like, yeah, it's good. And that's a difference. The quality over here is way better in the States.
Yeah, they eat more chicken over here than black people. I think they're real chicken eaters.
Look, because every spot I go to, and they wings is so good. They chicken so good. It just be the right crisp, and they be juicy.
Fast.
Man, what you?
It's somebody black like that cooking that chicken. I be telling them all the time, that K-on chicken, I be like, it's a nigga back there cooking.
Oh, that curry chicken? Oh yeah, that curry chicken. They be having it.
Fast.
It be too good. But yeah, on that whole fight or flight mode, I was, no matter if you like a woman or a man, I agree with you. No matter if you're a black woman or a black man, it's the same way. You know what I'm saying? You still gonna.
It's tough.
It is tough.
You know, and I work around y'all all the time, like, and I be like, you know, I can stand up for myself. But for you, I feel like women, especially in the military, like, I could be wrong. I feel like black women might have it a little bit tough because first thing they say is she got an attitude.
Black women definitely
That's the
have
biggest
it
thing. That's the biggest thing, and I done seen a lot of people get looked past, and I wasn't in a position to step up for them. But now I'm at a position where I be like, hey,
yeah,
I ain't hearing that. Hey,
yeah,
that's what she got on the table. All that you talking about because she spoke up. You might not ain't like the way she spoke up, but she spoke up and fixed it. So there we go. You know.
Nah, I agree.
It shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
it shouldn't, but I mean, so my first year, I dealt with racism. Oh, first of all, being from Chicago, never really living outside of Illinois. Like I went to school 2 years, Southern Illinois. I seen, that's when I really was like, oh, that's some racist ass shit, you know. Oh, that's segregated, woo woo. But when I actually like got stationed in VA, and it's different. Like you in the South, that shit is up front. It's personal. Like I had a white motherfucker knock on my window over a basket before. I had to check his ass. Yeah. And it was like, I was actually on base at the commissary, and the base police stopped, looked at me though, like I was the one in the wrong. I just got in my car, but not even that. I have been in situations at work per se. Like that first year, being called a angry black woman, not getting my quals, like saying I'm lazy, it was just so much. And I was just like, what am I gonna do? And I had talked to another black person who was like higher in rank, and they was like, you know, from a woman perspective, like you got one or two things. Either you gonna be the stupid blonde head black girl, or you're gonna be the angry black woman. You choose your path. I said I'm being an angry black woman because I can't sit here. My integrity, just who I am. I'm not gonna sit here and smile in your face, let you get away with talking to me crazy. Yeah. And it comes at a huge cost. But I'm like, you know, my whole life I've been in fight or flight, so why stop fighting now?
Yeah, you have to, I feel like we have to fight hard because we always got something to prove. We got to go a little bit harder, like I told you. For me to make that, them steps. Yeah. And that other person had to make those steps. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a little bit extra to get seen. You know what I'm saying? And that person, I don't know if y'all get along, I'm not going to say that person's name.
No, I got you.
But that higher ranked person, now, you know, E8, E9. Yeah. Yeah, they call her bitches too. Mean, angry bitch, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when she said shit, it got done.
I know.
The whole vibe, you know what I'm saying? And
well, that's good. She failed on my part.
You know, and you know, and it's kind of tough when I say this shit because it's like I would never do this.
I got you.
A lot of times I see black people in charge, and they have to be. They can't seem like they showing favoritism. So, me personally, I'd be a little bit hard, but the reason I'd be harder because I tell you why I'm being harder. I'm gonna ask you to do it first because I don't want to hear that in the background. I go ahead and cut that. I don't really give a fuck what they say anyway, but I go ahead and cut that. But me telling you doing that, guess what I'm doing? I'm putting more power in your hand because guess what? Now they see you doing that.
No, I got you.
You know, but that's just my point of view on that, you know. And that's always us in fucking flight mode, and fight mode. Yeah. You have to be. You know what I'm saying? Because if you slack, first thing I say, oh, he lazy.
Oh, they waiting on you.
He lazy. You know what I'm saying? I like, but I already earned my name here. You know what I'm saying? You don't earn your name. Agree. You know what I'm saying? But somebody like one of our younger ranking people would be in the fact that if he slacked off, he gonna get penalized for it. Guess what? They gonna call him all type of lazy, this and that. Yeah. And that's just what it is. But that's why we always in flight mode.
Yeah, and it's but just even out. So even in the military, I had a second class black female. She told me, she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice you because I had to fight to get where I'm at. I can't let the next black person take my spot." Well, I ain't gonna say her name.
I don't want to hear
that. But when I heard that. And she ended up writing me a counseling chip for it was some dumb shit. And I'm like, what? And that right there, that's why I look at like black people in ranking. Like I group them all because I'm like, yo, this is like my second, third incident where I come to somebody higher ranking and you basically turn your back or sabotage, you didn't do nothing for it. And it just made me look, I'm like, yo, like, that's crazy to me.
I think that's selfish.
No, it's definitely selfish.
It's very selfish because I can never say, I'm finna sacrifice my little homie. You know what I'm saying? You see where I got him at. In the other kind of part, because I can show you text messages with people saying, "Oh, you sure?" You know what I'm saying? No, that's them. You see about 3 or 4 on goddamn. You know what I'm saying? No, I told him, I said, well, when I get in position to say, "Hey, that's why I pay my dude," and I'm gonna leave it at that. But
no, I get
support though, like, cause isn't it? I feel like if you can't call yourself a leader, you know. If you can't reach back and help somebody else out, or when somebody calls on you, I ain't saying you got to answer every time, but
no, I agree.
Those people that you talk to,
nah,
they not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I let y'all make decisions all the time. You made a decision the other day, like, hey, this what it is. You know what I'm saying? But outside of the military, this shit happen too.
No, and that's the thing. So even outside, so people don't know in the military, but we all see outside the military.
Yeah, we got to.
Like, we have to. We live in it. Like, getting pulled over, you know. And it's just like, even for me, especially when I had my locks, it was like, oh yeah. Even if I'm a female, oh yeah, because I got locks in my hair. And then I had an Impala with tints.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, like
you might be from Florida. No.
So it was like, dang, and it's just like, you got that. You go in stores, people following you, they suspecting you stealing, and it's just like, it's everything. Like, oh, can you afford that? Well, little do you know, I get all this shit, but do I want it? Like, it just be, we always in fight or flight mode.
You have to. You have to be. I hate that, and that's probably the biggest stress. Because if we can relax like those other people, if we can relax like that, we would be. We already grind hard, and we could be so far ahead.
Yeah.
But if we could turn off flight mode sometimes
and just enjoy life,
we won't be so. Man, who the fuck that is? You know what I'm
so
saying?
uptight, and then we do it to ourselves too, because it's like being in like certain neighborhoods or whatever like that. Like, I'm from, Chicago, and I'm from like in Chicago. I ain't from no suburbs. I'm in the city. Like, I hate when people. They like, oh, I'm from Chicago. Oh, I'm from Schaumburg, bro. That's not Chicago.
Outside.
Exactly. Like, I'm in the city, so it's like where I'm from. Like, I have had incidents where it's like 3 shootings in one day.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I had a gunshot. I'm like jumping up, and like my mama, like, she used to it. She, get your silly ass, whatever. Like, what you doing? And when you in situations like that, it's normal. That's how I was. Oh, it's normal. You know what I'm saying? So, and we don't realize how mentally fucked up that is.
Yeah, that's real mental. Cause think about it, like growing up as a little boy, you know what I'm saying? Like you always in defense mode too. You can't even sit back and enjoy. You can't even enjoy fucking being cool. You know what I'm saying?
You can't even cry if you really was emotional about
you know what I'm
something.
saying? Yeah. It's always saying, well, that's soft. That's this. That's that. You know, it's saying not to be tough or whatever. I would never tell a black kid, girl, or boy, not to be tough. But a lot of times we preach that to them. You gotta be gangster all the time. I know some gangsters, hard people that's supposed to be hard, that can't fight, that will tell it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, run. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and you can be cool. You can go to school. The main thing, and what you taught without, you're not taught. I can't even say the word right now, but you're not taught to be intimate.
Yeah.
And that's where we have a lot of relationship, which is here. Still here. Have a lot of relationship problems because we're not taught that, and we're not even shown that. Because guess what? You're raised by a single mother, and guess what she doing? She think it's cool to be hard on you. Now you're not a loving woman because you feel like shit. I got to be this man, and you probably go kiss your mom. Don't be kissing me. You know what I'm saying? That's soft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
no, I agree. And it's just good. Like, I was in a not 2 bedroom. I was raised in a 2-parent home, but my parents are not affected. Like, my mom, like, people told me I just learned how to hug maybe like 4 years ago, 3 years. Because my mama tapped me on back, I miss you so much, blah, blah, kissed me on the forehead, but her hugs she's not too much affection. And my pops, he told me straight up, like, listen, I don't know how to be a father. When he told me that as I was older, because I resented him my whole childhood, like even teenage, I was just so angry. And even to this day, it's like my anger, my issues is still from that. And it's just like, when he told me that, I could do nothing but respect him, because I'm like, damn, at least be honest with me, because a girl first love is her father.
Yes,
a son first love is his mama. So it's like, when you don't get those certain things, it fucks with you. And just even the way they talk to you, it be like me being a tomboy or whatever like that. You know, first of all, he is mean as fuck. So getting bullied by these little hoes, and then come to the crib and my pop say his little piece and my mom say her little piece or whatever like that. It was just like, they didn't mean no harm, but you know, me being me, you don't know how a kid gonna take that.
Yeah, you don't.
And so it's just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Then you growing up, and you basically, like I tell people all the time, it's not just what's going on in the house, it's nature versus nurture. It's what's going on outside, especially if you always outside, you with friends,
True.
You see them getting treated a certain way that you lack at the crib or that you want, that affects you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but the only thing you can do is like, you can learn from it, you know, build from it. It's gonna take away from you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to make it better. Like a lot of people say, oh, you spoiling that child and all that. I'm not working hard to put my child eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I don't care. I'm not even gonna do that. It's a lot of shit I don't even eat. I just started back eating noodles because I be starving. But
especially on deployment, that's a quick fix, real quick.
I ain't on all that. Like, goddamn, you spoiling him. Like, he want to go to Disney World. She want to go to Disney World. Go where she going? I got a goddaughter. She think I'm Bill Gates rich. You know what I'm saying? She think I'm Bill Gates rich. But at the same time, if she called me, if anybody in my family called, my wife called me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. I save money because I don't want to go back to that lifestyle. So just in case something pop up, I can fucking, fix it. But we got to get out of that mindset of you got to be this and got to be that. Let these kids be what they want to be.
Yeah, let them be kids.
Mental health. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A 9-year-old shouldn't be feeding her 5-year-old brother. You could teach her how to feed him just in case you.
But it should be her
responsibility.
responsibility.
That should be her responsibility. She should be able to fucking go, hey mom, I'm going hang out with such and such, and be able to walk up the road with anybody and not worry about getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Or get kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
our communities ain't like how it used to be. You remember you used to be outside and the neighbors watch you? Like, what? Now it's the mindset of, ain't my child. Yeah.
Hey, I know your mama ain't over there. She already called me. You better get, she told you not to come in the house.
Why you outside?
Get back in there. He ain't coming out till you come out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it used to be like that. Now it's like, that ain't my kid. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
We just gotta support each other, man.
That's the biggest thing. Support each other and just let shit go. Like that's really outside of mentally. And I tell people all this, like, man, stress will kill you.
Yes,
because my grandma taught me that. I'm like, dang, grandma, like she was like in her 80s, still driving, hitting people just regular. But they ain't give a fuck. Hitting people, you sagging, she bumping your little ass, boy. You better pull your pants so she ain't get no fuck. I'm talking about getting pulled over. They like know her name. Why are you driving? You got your glasses. She got a whole license. Told her she need glasses. You know what I'm saying? That's how she didn't give a fuck. And it's like, I'm like, Grandma, how you living so, you walking, you exercise, driving, late 80s and stuff. And she was like, mind my business.
Facts.
Don't stress. Don't stress. And that's all she kept saying. She was like, she's like, I can't control it. I'm stressing about it. And I'm like, damn, let me have that type of mentality, because I be in this more like, even it just be like, damn, you stress so much over stuff you can't control, because when it's your life, you want to change some stuff.
Sir, like, it's crazy because my grandmother, I don't know how old she is, but she is 93 or 95. One of them ladies. Birth certificate fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But she tells me the same thing. She always say, them niggas ain't saying.
Yeah.
But them niggas gonna say what they want to say.
Yeah.
Nigga, like, boy, I just come in and a supposedly gay dude, comment, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, as long as he don't try me, I ain't got no problem with him. Like, but I grew up like that because it was like, oh, let's pick on the gay guy. You know what I'm saying? Until my mama fucking chastised me one time. That I ain't been on that shit since, but
I feel you.
it's like, accept people for who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you dislike how somebody operate, stop fucking with it.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be fucking sneak this and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Which plays a big part here because you think when you start fucking with somebody, you be like, oh shit, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's a lot of shit just playing in the background, but you have to get away from that. But with Black Health, man, like overall with Black Health, if we stop stressing and worry about what somebody else say,
yeah,
sheesh, it'd be so healthy.
We would. We would.
Oh, you won't eat no meat. That's what I want to do. I want to eat no meat.
But it's different, you know. Anything that we are doing within the community, anything we doing different from each other, we find it weird. We gotta comment. We gotta talk about it. Even just with so it was a big thing. Black Lives Matter was a huge thing, still is. And one of the biggest things that I started seeing a lot this summer, even with the whole COVID thing with the protests, I was seeing like transgender and gay black people and black transgenders getting like beat up and shit from other black people. Like, and I was seeing these like videos and I see comments and people like, damn, how Black Lives Matter, all black lives don't matter and shit. And I understand that, but I'm like, yo, this been a problem since the beginning. Like, even me coming out gay, like, hey, yo, that's a white person disease. You know, they raped us in slavery. That's a white thing. Like, you don't do that and blah, 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 this and that. And I'm like, yo, they ain't got nothing to do with them. Like, I like girls. Like,
that's what you like.
That's what I'm saying. But it was just like, and we get this on, like, now it's different. It's everywhere. Marriage is allowed. But growing up, man, what, getting kicked out the crib. And I don't fault them for it because I'm like, y'all didn't understand. That's another thing growing up. Like, y'all had y'all trauma. Y'all ain't had no help. Y'all had trauma. Y'all ain't even had no right to vote. Y'all was still segregated or whatever. Like, even Georgia, like, it blows my mind that, like, I think in the last 5 years, they just started having integrated proms. Like, the last 5 years.
I can see Georgia doing some stupid ass shit like that,
but it's like, damn. Like, it's not like we want to be, we need to be together type stuff like that, but it's like, damn, it's so, like, and I talk about the systematic racism, it's so thick and oftentimes it's overlooked because they look at, oh, y'all still complaining about that, woo-woo, but all our issues come from that. The way we eat comes from that. The way we talk, like, we angry. You know, that comes from that. The way we think, we think like, you know, we not good enough. We got to work harder than the next. You know, we become content with, you know, low income situations, the benefits, all that stuff because systematically it's placed like that. Like red line, we got to live here and not there. And, you know, off your zip code, you can't get a credit card. You can't get a loan. Or if you do, it's high interest. Like.
See, and you're right. Like, some of that stuff we can't control. You know, like,
we can't
until we start putting people in there that can control
exactly.
And with that, like, you know, I just had a few questions on my this thing I was going up for. They asked me that question: how do you feel about racism? Ain't nobody stop me from doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? If every black person, even white people, you put that in your mindset, ain't nobody stop me from doing nothing. Because you got people that get up every morning that got one lamb that can get up and do it and make it happen. If you put that on in your brain, because it's mental health, right? Back there, you get the health shit, and you say, I'm gonna do it.
You gonna do it.
You gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And if you tell me I can't do it, you gotta tell me why I can't do it. And then guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find a way to get around that.
And still do it.
And still do it. Cause you know what I'm saying? And I hate when people say, well, we've been in slavery, we've been this, we've been oppressed with this and that. Man.
Well, we still are.
Yeah, we still are. We still are.
No, we still are, but we still making progress. So I feel like that's just like, that's an excuse.
Don't use that excuse. So you go in there, and I'd rather the motherfucker tell me, the reason I don't want you to do it because you're black. Just tell me like that. Just tell me like that. And then we'll handle that situation
accordingly.
You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So now, instead of, because I run into those problems all the time in the military. Where I got put back, and as I started learning, because I was young, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn all this shit. But, no, you're not finna tell me he ain't ahead of me, because what? Because you been here what? You been here longer? And I got more credentials in him? Oh, no.
Or, you know, it's a clique. Or they part of the clique.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, come here. Bring that back.
Oh, yeah.
Cause I ain't signing that.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And you gonna have to. We'll take it all the way there. If you, wherever you want to take it, we'll take it all the way there.
No, I agree, and that's mentally, that's a good point that you made up, because we do get content. Like, you know, we've been through this, and this is bothering us, and this is stopping us, and yes, it is, but we can't control it. So why keep stressing about it? Create avenues. And as Black people, like in 2020, there are a lot of Black-owned business, a lot of Black-owned resources, and I feel like it's no more excuses.
No more excuses.
Like it's a little bit of everything. So Yada Awakening. That's his Instagram, but Yada.
Facebook too.
Yeah, it's the Minister of Health.
Black Mafia.
Yeah, him. Dr. Sabi's daughters, they came up with stuff. It's a store in Chicago, Culture Connection 360. They got a lot of holistic stuff, and that's another thing. Like, when you talk about Black health, it's Black people. We don't go to the doctors and stuff like that, and we don't go there because of the distrust. Mm-hmm. You know, how they fucked us over so many times, just how they treat us, blah, blah, this and that. But now we have a lot of these Black-owned businesses where they tap back in for part 2 of Black Health with Tezzo.